Hey there, I'm Dave Ramsey, and today I want to talk to you about something that's incredibly important when it comes to your financial journey, something that could make or break your success. I'm talking about the people you surround yourself with. I know it might sound simple, but if you really take a step back and think about it, the people you spend the most time with are influencing your thoughts, your actions, and yes, your money. It's not just about the advice they give or the opinions they share. It's about the energy they bring into your life. And if you're not careful, that energy, especially when it comes to money, can drag you down and keep you stuck in a place you don't want to be. There's a reason I say your environment is stronger than your willpower. You can have the best intentions, but if you're surrounded by negativity, by people who don't believe in the possibilities of financial freedom, those negative voices will drown out your dreams. Now, let me be clear. I'm not telling you to cut people off. Life is complicated, and there's no way around the fact that some people are just going to be a part of your world. But I am telling you this. You have to be intentional about who you let into your circle when it comes to your financial future. You've got to be intentional about who's speaking into your life.
Why? Because the truth is, negative voices are powerful. They can make you believe that you can't save enough to get out of debt, that investing isn't for you, or that financial success is just for the lucky few.
You've heard these voices before,
Right.
maybe from a friend, a family member, or a coworker who always says money's just hard to come by or you can't really get ahead, It's just the way life is. Well, let me tell you, if you start to believe that, if you start to accept that mindset, you're going to start to see your financial future in a way that limits you. You're going to put yourself in a box of mediocrity, and you're going to put yourself in a box of mediocrity, and you're going to stop believing that there's a
Way out of debt, a way to build wealth, a way to change your financial future. But here's the good news. There's another way.
There's a way to surround yourself with people who think differently, people who inspire you, people who are pushing themselves to grow, to save, to invest, and to build their wealth. Those people are out there and they want to help you. They want to see you win. But here's the catch. You have to make the decision to seek them out. You have to make the decision to distance yourself from the negative influences and start surrounding yourself with those who are where you want to be.
Because when you do that, when you make that shift in who you listen to, who you trust, and who you spend time with, you'll start to believe in the impossible. You'll start to believe that you can take control of your money. You'll see your finances as something that's within your grasp, and you'll start to take action. And that's when things will start to change. You don't need to be surrounded by people who constantly tell you it's too hard or it's not possible. You need people who tell you you can do it. You're capable. You just need to take the next step. And then you need to hear stories of people who have been exactly where you are, buried under debt, struggling to make ends meet, and have come out the other side victorious. Because the truth is, anyone can change their financial life, but you have to be willing to take the first step. And sometimes that means stepping away from people who are holding you back. So today, I'm going to talk to you about why you need to be intentional about the voices you let influence your financial journey and how choosing the right people to surround yourself with can make all the difference in reaching your financial goal.
Let me ask you a tough question. How much of your current financial situation is being influenced by the people you spend time with? I'm not talking just about the advice they give you. I'm talking about the energy, the attitude, the overall mindset they bring to the table. Because here's the thing. Negativity about money is contagious. You might not realize it, but if you're constantly surrounded by people who have a defeatist attitude toward money, those beliefs start to seep into your mind, your actions, and even your own financial decisions. It happens slowly, almost without you noticing. It starts with a simple conversation. Maybe you're having lunch with a friend, and they say something like, "Man, money's always been tight. It's just hard to get ahead in this economy." Maybe it's a family member who says, "There's no way I'll ever get out of debt. It's just the way life is." At first, you brush it off. You tell yourself, That's not me. I've got big plans for my future. But the more you hear it, the more it begins to stick. You start to wonder, maybe they're right.
Maybe this really is hard. Maybe there's just no way to change my financial situation. And when you start thinking that way, it's a dangerous trap. Because here's the truth. The moment you start believing that financial success is something that happens to other people, not to you, that's the moment you stop looking for ways to change your circumstances. You stop fighting for your financial freedom. And before you know it, you've bought into that same defeatist mindset. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your spending habits shift, your saving habits disappear, and you end up staying exactly where you are, stuck in the same financial rut. It's like trying to walk forward while someone is constantly pulling you backward.
And here's what's even worse. The more time you spend with these negative voices, the harder it becomes to make any progress. Because money isn't just a matter of numbers.
It's a mindset.
And if your mindset is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, then even when opportunities come your way, you won't see them. Even when you know what you should do, you'll hesitate because deep down, you're doubting yourself. You start thinking, maybe this whole debt-free thing isn't for me, or I'll never have enough money to invest. But I want to tell you this, nothing could be further from the truth. I've worked with thousands of people who've been in the exact same position you're in right now. They felt stuck. They felt like financial freedom was just for the lucky few. But the truth is, financial success has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with the decisions you make. And those decisions are so much easier to make when you're not surrounded by negativity, when you're not letting those voices of doubt influence your every move. If you want to change your financial life, you need to start by changing your environment. You need to start distancing yourself from those negative voices, from those people who can only see the obstacles and not the opportunities. It's time to stop listening to the people who tell you it's impossible and start looking for the people who tell you it is possible. Because the fact is, no one ever got ahead by accepting defeat. The path to financial freedom is all about action, about making intentional choices every single day to get closer to your goals.
And when you surround yourself with the right kind of people, people who believe in your ability to succeed, who believe that financial freedom is within your reach, that's when the real change starts to happen.
You stop doubting yourself. You start taking action. And little by little, your financial situation starts to shift. You begin to make smarter choices with your money, to save, to invest, to plan for your future. And most importantly, you start to believe that your financial dreams are not just possible, they're inevitable. But this all starts with one thing, protecting your mind from the negativity around you. Because, my friend, if you don't guard your mind, you'll find yourself falling into the trap of believing that financial freedom is out of reach. But when you surround yourself with people who are where you want to be, people who believe like you do that your financial dreams are worth fighting for, that's when the real transformation happens. And trust me, it will happen. But it's up to you to take the first step and change the voices that are influencing you. It's up to you to choose to believe in yourself, even when others don't. So today, ask yourself this. What kind of voices are you allowing into your life? And are they lifting you up or are they holding you back? Because if you want to achieve the financial freedom you deserve, it's time to start surrounding yourself with people who will help you get there. Now, let's take a deeper dive into something that you may not even realize is happening to you right now. How much your financial mindset is shaped by the people around you. I'm going to say something that might hit home. The people you surround yourself with can either lift you up or hold you back. It's that simple. It's not just about the advice they give you. It's about the way they think, the way they view money, the way they view the possibilities for their own financial future. And here's the thing.
attitudes and beliefs about money are contagious. It's almost like an invisible force that can influence your thinking, even when you don't mean for it to.
If you're spending time with people who think that financial freedom is only for the lucky, or that debt is something you'll just have to live with forever, then those thoughts and beliefs will start to creep into your own thinking.
You'll hear things like, saving money is so hard, or why even bother? The rich just keep getting richer. You'll start to feel like you're swimming upstream, like no matter how hard you try, you're never going to catch up. And you know what happens when you start believing that? You start to settle. You stop striving. You stop striving. You start telling yourself, this is just the way it is. There's nothing I can do. And that's when your progress comes to a screeching halt. It's like you've got a weight around your ankle, and every step forward feels like a struggle.
Now, let me tell you, I've been there. I know what it's like to feel trapped, to feel like no matter what you do, your financial situation just isn't changing. But here's the key. It's not the economy. It's not the economy. It's not the econ market. And it's not even the credit card companies that are holding you back. It's your mindset and the mindset of the people you're hanging out with. When you're surrounded by people who see obstacles instead of opportunities, who focus on what they can't do instead of what they can't do, instead of what they can do, that mindset starts to rub off on you. You might think, oh, it won't affect me, but over time, it starts to shape the way you think about money and about your future. And here's where it gets even more dangerous. When you start to buy into that mindset, you start making decisions based on fear, not based on strategy. You'll think, maybe I should just spend on the credit card this month because I don't have enough saved up. You'll justify buying that new car you can't afford because everyone else around you is doing it and you feel like you're falling behind. You'll stop budgeting because it feels too restrictive, and you'll start believing that living paycheck to paycheck is just how life is supposed to be. But that's not true. That's the trap that so many people fall into. Hey, get stuck in a cycle of fear, scarcity, and negativity. And the worst part, they don't even know they're in it. They think that's just life. But let me tell you something. Life doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to live in a constant state of stress, worry about where your next paycheck is going to go or how you're going to pay off your debt. You don't have to feel like you'll never get ahead, but in order to break free from that mindset, you have to change the way you think about money, and you have to change the people you allow to influence your thinking. Think about it this way. Your environment has an incredible power over your behavior. If you hang out with people who are committed to living debt-free, who are focused on building wealth, who are always thinking about the next opportunity to save or invest, you can't help but start thinking that way too. That kind of mindset becomes infectious. You'll find yourself starting to budget, starting to track your spending, starting to save for the things that matter most. You'll begin to see your future as something within your control, not something that's just happening to you.
And when you start thinking that way, you'll start to make decisions that are aligned with the goals you've set for yourself, instead of just reacting to life as it comes.
You'll make smarter choices with your money. You'll start paying off that debt, and you'll start building a life that's not dependent on a paycheck to paycheck existence. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but Dave, I can't just cut people out of my life. And I get that. Life isn't black and white, and it's not about ditching everyone who doesn't share your financial goal. But here's the key. You don't have to let them control your mindset. You don't have to let their negative views on money become your own. Instead, seek out those who are where you want to be financially, people who have been through the struggles, who have worked through their debt, who have built wealth, and who can show you the path to get there. And let me tell you, those people are out there. They're not some mythical unicorns that exist only in fairy tales. They're real people, just like you and me, who decided that they wanted more for their lives and then made the hard decisions to make it happen.
When you surround yourself with those kinds of people, your mindset shifts. you begin to believe that financial freedom is possible for you too. You start seeing money as a tool, not a source of stress.
You stop thinking of it as something that's out of your control, and you start taking responsibility for it. And when you do that, your whole world starts to change. So if you want to break free from the negativity and take control of your financial future, it starts with one simple decision. Change who you spend your time with. Change the voices that you allow to influence your thoughts. Because when you shift your mindset, when you start seeing the possibilities instead of the problems, that's when you'll begin to make real, lasting changes in your life. And it all begins with who you surround yourself with. Make the choice today to surround yourself with people who believe in you, who believe in your goals, and who will encourage you every step of the way.
When you do that, you'll begin to see your financial future in all new light. And that's when the magic happens.
All right, now that we've talked about the power of negative influences, let's shift gears and focus on what you can do to change the trajectory of your financial life. It all starts with making a conscious choice to surround yourself with people who have a positive, growth-oriented mindset when it comes to money. Because here's the deal. The people you spend the most time with, the people who you allow into your world, they can either help you rise to the occasion or they can pull you down into the pit of financial despair. The good news, you get to choose. You can decide to surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger, people who are on the same path toward financial freedom that you are, people who encourage you, not discourage you.
And when you do this, your entire perspective on money will begin to shift.
Think about it for a second. Who are the people in your life who are living the way you want to live? Who are the people who are debt-free, who are building wealth, who have a plan for their money, and who are intentionally living out their financial goals? These are the people you need to be connecting with. I know that might sound simple, but it's so powerful.
When you surround yourself with people who are living with purpose, people who believe that financial freedom is within reach and that you can achieve it if you're disciplined and intentional, you start to internalize that mindset.
You start to believe that if they can do it, so can you. It's like turning on a light bulb in your mind. Suddenly, you're no longer focusing on all the reasons why it's hard to save or why it's difficult to pay off debt. Instead, you're focusing on the steps you can take, the habits you can form, and the tools you can use to make it happen. Now, this doesn't mean you have to completely cut out everyone who doesn't have the same mindset. Not everyone around you is going to be on the same page, and that's okay. But what it does mean is that you need to be strategic about who you allow to influence your thinking. You need to actively seek out people who are moving in the direction you want to go. The truth is, when you have those kinds of people in your corner, people who believe in smart money habits, who believe in taking control of your finances, who believe in planning and preparing for the future, that kind of positivity becomes contagious. You'll begin to see that debt doesn't have to be a lifelong sentence. That saving isn't impossible, and that it is absolutely possible to build wealth over time with consistent, focused effort. But here's the kicker. It's not just about being around the right people. It's also about being inspired by them to take action. Inspiration is a powerful thing. Think about it. Have you ever been around someone who is so excited about their goals that you couldn't help but get excited too? They're not just talking about their dreams. They're living them. They're taking action every single day. And when you see that, it lights a fire in you. It pushes you to act. It makes you say, if they can do it, I can do it too. That's the kind of energy you need in your life. You need people who not only talk about getting out of debt or building wealth, but who actually do it. And when you're around those people, you'll find that your mindset shifts from one of, can I do this, to when will I do this? But it's not just about being inspired. You also need to be held accountable. You need people who will challenge you when you fall off track. We all know that the road to financial freedom isn't a straight line. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and times when you feel like giving up. But that's exactly when you need someone in your corner
who will help you get back on track. You need people who won't let you make excuses, who won't allow you to slip back into bad habits, and who will remind you of your goals when it feels like everything is falling apart. When you have a community of people who hold you accountable, you are far more likely to stick with the plan, stay disciplined, and keep moving forward even when the road gets tough.
And let's not forget the power of shared knowledge. When you surround yourself with people who are passionate about personal finance, you learn from them. They've been where you are. They've made the mistakes. They've tried and failed, and they've figured out what works.
They can help you avoid those same pitfalls, whether it's through reading books, attending financial workshops, or just having deep conversations about budgeting, investing, or paying off debt. Being around people who are committed to learning and growing financially will accelerate your own financial education. You'll find yourself asking the right questions, discovering new ways to save, and learning strategies that will help you grow your wealth over time. And here's the best part. When you surround yourself with people who are on the same journey, people who are committed to getting ahead financially, you'll start to celebrate their successes as your own. It becomes a team effort.
You're not competing with each other. You're cheering each other on.
And that sense of community, that shared mission to improve your financial lives, creates a powerful momentum that propels you toward your own goal. When you see your friends or family members paying off debt, building emergency funds, and getting closer to financial freedom, it serves as a reminder that it is possible. It serves as a reminder that every step you take brings you closer to the life you've always dreamed of. And the best part, as you all reach your goals together, you'll be able to celebrate those victories, whether it's paying off a car loan, hitting a savings milestone, or getting your budget in perfect shape. So ask yourself, who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who push you to be your best self? Are they people who believe that financial freedom is something that's within reach? Not something that's within reach, not something that's reserved for other people. Are they people who encourage you, hold you accountable, and share their knowledge with you? If not, it's time to make some changes. Seek out the people who will help you build your financial future, not the ones who hold you back. Surround yourself with people who will inspire you to take action, who will celebrate your victories with you, and who will help you stay on track when things get tough. Because when you do that, you'll start to see just how powerful it is to be in the right environment. You'll begin to believe in yourself, in your ability to win with money, and in your ability to create a future that's not limited by debt or fear. And when that happens, you'll realize that financial freedom is not just a dream. It's to realize that financial freedom is in reality waiting for you to grab hold of it.
Now that we've talked about the importance of choosing your influences wisely, let's dive into one of the most powerful tools you have to change your financial destiny, your ability to take action.
You see, it's easy to get stuck in a cycle of dreaming about financial freedom, but dreams alone won't get you anywhere. It's the daily decisions, the small changes you make every day that will move you from where you are to where you want to be. And in order to make those changes, you need to be surrounded by people who will not only inspire you, but push you to act. Action is the key that unlocks the door to financial success.
But here's the thing. Taking action isn't always easy. It's hard to change habits, especially when you've been living a certain way for a long time. It's easy to stick with what's comfortable even when it's not helping you get ahead.
But if you want to break free from debt, if you want to build wealth, if you want to experience the freedom that comes with financial peace, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to be willing to take bold steps even when they feel scary or difficult. And the best part is you don't have to do it alone.
One of the greatest things about surrounding yourself with the right people is that they'll help you take action when you feel like backing down. They won't let you settle for mediocrity. They won't let you make excuses. Instead, They'll help you see the steps you need to take and encourage you every step of the way. They'll remind you that it's not about perfection. It's about progress. When you have people in your life who are actively working toward their own financial goals, you'll be motivated to do the same. Their successes will light a fire under you, and their struggles will remind you that you're not alone.
When you're surrounded by people who are taking action, it becomes contagious. You'll start to see your own possibilities more clearly, and you'll begin to take steps toward your own financial freedom.
You'll start budgeting with purpose, saving with intention, and making smarter choices with your money, not out of fear or anxiety, but out of a sense of empowerment and clarity. But here's something else I want you to understand. Taking action doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. Too often, people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect circumstances before they take action. They think, I'll start paying off my debt once I make more money, or I'll start saving when I have a bigger paycheck. But here's the truth. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll never take action. There will always be a reason to wait, and before you know it, years will have passed and you'll still be stuck in the same place. The key to success isn't waiting for the right moment. It's creating the right moment. It's deciding that today is the day you start, even if it's just one small step. Maybe it's setting up your budget for the first time. Maybe it's cutting up that credit card you've been holding on to for years. Maybe it's setting aside your first $1,000 for an emergency fund.
Whatever it is, it's a step forward, and every small step counts. Every single one. Because progress is built on small, consistent actions.
And those actions over time will lead to transformation. When you start taking action, something amazing happens. You begin to see results, and those results will fuel your motivation to keep going. Maybe at first, it's just a small win, saving $50 this month or paying off a $100 credit card bill. But as you keep going, those wins will build on each other. Before you know it, you'll have paid off that credit card. Then you'll have paid off your car. And eventually, you'll have paid off your mortgage. You'll be debt-free, living in a way that most people only dream of. But it all starts with that first action.
It starts with you making the decision that you're not going to be a victim of your circumstances anymore. You're not going to stay stuck in the same financial situation for another year, another 5 years, or another decade.
You're going to take control. And here's the thing about taking action. It's not always going to be smooth sailing. There are going to be times when you feel like throwing in the towel. There will be moments when you want to give up, when the path ahead seems too hard or too long. But when you have the right people around you, people who've been there before, people who understand the struggle, and people who can help you stay focused, that's when you find the strength to keep going. You'll lean on them for encouragement. You'll learn from their mistakes, and you'll realize that those tough moments aren't setbacks. They're just part of the journey. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to build resilience, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving whatever you set your mind to. And every time you push through those tough moments, you'll come out stronger on the other side. So don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Don't let the challenges you face make you believe that you're not capable. You've got everything inside you that you need to succeed, but you've got to take action. The beauty of this is that you don't have to do it all at once. It's not about making massive changes overnight. It's about taking one step at a time. When you look at the big picture, it can feel overwhelming.
But when you break it down into manageable steps, the process becomes much more achievable. Take it one day at a time. Start with a small goal and work your way up. Celebrate every little victory along the way. And when you look back, you'll realize how far you've come. You'll see that every small decision you made, every choice to take action added up to something incredible. You'll look at your life, your finances, and your future and realize that the person you are today is not the person you were today, is not the person you were a year ago. You've grown, you've changed, you've taken control. And that's what it's all about.
So I want to leave you with this. Today is your day to take action. Today is the day you start your journey toward financial freedom. Don't wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is right now. The only thing standing between you and the financial life you've always wanted is the decision to take action. So step into that power. Surround yourself with the right people. Make the decision to act.
And take control of your financial future, one step at a time. I believe in you. I know you can do this. Now it's time for you to show up and do it. You've got this.
Now, I want to talk to you about something that's often overlooked in the world of personal finance, something that could very well be the key to your success in this journey. And that is the importance of consistency. If you want to achieve financial freedom, you have to understand that it's not the grand gestures or the one-time breakthroughs that will get you there. No, it's the small, consistent actions that you take every single day, week, and month. That will move the needle. Let me say it another way. Financial success is built on habits. It's not about making one big decision and hoping that it works out. It's about making the right decisions over and over again, day after day, until they become second nature. Here's the thing most people don't understand. Consistency doesn't require perfection. You don't have to make every choice perfectly. You don't have to execute every part of your budget flawlessly. What you need is the willingness to keep showing up, even on the days when it's hard, even on the days when you feel like giving up. It's about staying the course, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Because let me tell you, the moment you give up is the moment you lose. The moment you stop showing up, stop putting in the effort, stop putting in the effort, stop sticking to your plan. That's when things start to slide backward.
But when you commit to showing up every day, even when it's hard, even when you feel like it's not worth it, that's when real change happens.
This is true in every area of your life. Just think about it. You didn't wake up one day and suddenly become a financial expert, did you? You didn't wake up one morning and know exactly how to budget, how to save, how to invest, and how to get out of debt. No, it took time. It took practice. And that's exactly how it works. When you make the decision to live differently, to take control of your money and your life, it's going to take time. But if you keep showing up, if you keep taking action every day, every month, eventually you'll look back and see just how far you've come. You'll see that the small decisions, the small victories added up to something huge. And when you're consistent, even the seemingly impossible becomes possible.
I'll give you a perfect example: paying off debt.
Let's say you've got a mountain of debt and the thought of it makes your head spin.
It feels overwhelming, right? It feels like it'll never end.
But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be overwhelming if you break it down and stay consistent. If you commit to making small payments every single month, no matter how small they may seem, you'll make progress. But if you get discouraged after the first few payments, if you stop putting in the effort because it feels like you're not making a dent, then you'll never get there. But when you stay consistent, when you keep going, when you keep making those payments, no matter how small, something magical happens. The debt begins to shrink, and as it shrinks, you start to feel more empowered. You start to feel like you're in control. And the more you pay off, the more momentum you build. What seemed impossible at first is suddenly within reach.
And it's not just about debt. This is true with your savings, your investments, your budget, and every other area of your financial life.
If you stay consistent with building an emergency fund, putting a little money aside every single month, you'll eventually reach that $1,000 goal. And then you'll have the confidence to build a larger emergency fund. If you're consistent with your savings, if you set up an automatic transfer to your savings account, you'll be surprised how quickly your savings add up. And if you're consistent with investing, even small amounts over time,
you'll see that your wealth begins to grow.
It's the consistency, the daily commitment, the willingness to keep going, even when you don't see immediate results. That makes all the difference. But consistency is not just about action. It's also about attitude. It's about having the right mindset, the right belief system, and the right approach to money. And that starts with the way you think about your future. Let me ask you, how much do you believe in your own ability to change your financial life? Because I've seen it so many times before. People who were once drowning in debt, struggling to make ends meet, and feeling hopeless about their financial future. But then something changes. They decide to believe in themselves. They decide that they deserve better. They decide that they're going to show up day after day to take control of their financial future. And when they do, everything shifts. The small changes they make, the small habits they develop start to compound. They start to see their debt shrink. They start to see their savings grow. They start to believe that their dreams of financial freedom are not just possible. They are inevitable. And when you have that attitude, when you believe that you are capable of achieving great things, you will do whatever it takes to make it happen. But it's not just about believing in yourself. It's also about understanding the power of small, incremental changes. This is where most people go wrong. They think that in order to make a big change in their life, they have to make a drastic shift overnight. They want to go from 0 to 60 in one fell swoop. But that's not how financial freedom works. Financial success is about taking one small step at a time. It's about making little changes, adjusting your habits, building momentum, and then continuing to push forward. Over time, those small steps turn into big results. It's like when you're saving for a big goal. You don't need to save a huge amount all at once. You just need to save a little bit consistently. And when you do, over time, you'll see your balance grow and you'll realize that you're getting closer and closer to your goal. So let's talk about one last piece of the consistency puzzle: accountability. This is where the people you surround yourself with come into play. You need people who will help keep you on track. People who won't let you quit. People who will challenge you to keep going when the going gets tough. This is why finding a community of like-minded people is so important. Whether it's a financial coach, a friend who's on the same journey, or an online community, having someone who holds you accountable can make all the difference. They'll help you stay focused, remind you of your goals, and give you the encouragement you need when things get hard. And when you've got that support, that accountability, you find that staying consistent becomes a whole lot easier. Now, I want to encourage you to take a hard look at where you are right now. Are you staying consistent with your financial goals? Are you taking small, consistent actions every day to move closer to your dreams? Because if you're not, it's time to change that. Start small. Start with one habit, one decision, one small step, and commit to it to showing up every single day, because consistency is the secret sauce to success. And with consistency, there's no goal too big.
There's no mountain too high. You will get there. I believe in you. And if you stay consistent, you will look back a year from now, 5 years from now, and be amazed at how far you've come.
As we wrap this up, I want to leave you with something that I hope sticks with you long after you finish listening to this. You see, the path to financial freedom isn't some magical road that only a few lucky people get to walk down. It's a path that's available to anyone who's willing to do the work. It's available to you if you'll commit to it. But here's the thing. You have to make the decision right now to take control of your finances. You have to make the decision to take action, to break free from the chains of debt, to stop living paycheck to paycheck, and to stop letting money control you. You have to make the decision to choose a different path. The path of financial freedom. Now, I know that sounds big. And maybe you're thinking, Dave, I don't know if I'm ready for all of that. But let me remind you of something important. You don't have to have it all figured out today. You don't have to know exactly how every step is going to play out. What you need is the willingness to start. You need the courage to take that first step. even if it feels small, because that's how this works. You don't have to do everything at once, but you do need to start somewhere. The key is consistency, showing up every day and doing what you can with what you have, right where you are. I can promise you that if you do that, if you stay disciplined and committed, you will see results. You will pay off your debt. You will build savings. You will invest for your future. And you will create a life where money is no longer a source of stress or fear, but a tool that works for you. A tool that works for you. A tool that helps you live the life you've always dreamed of. Now, this isn't always going to be easy. There will be bumps along the way. There will be days when you feel like throwing in the towel, when it feels like nothing is changing, when you feel like you'll never get there. But those are the moments that matter the most. Those are the moments that separate the people who succeed from the people who give up. The people who give up, the people who succeed, are the ones who keep going even when the road gets tough. The people who succeed are the ones who say, I'm not going to quit on myself. I'm not going to quit on my family. I'm not going to quit on my future. And when you keep going, when you don't quit, when you keep going, when you take discipline and stay the course, you'll begin to see the breakthrough. You'll begin to see that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. You'll begin to realize that your dreams of financial freedom aren't just possible. They're inevitable. You're going to look back one day and see how far you've come, and you'll be amazed at what you've accomplished. So let me ask you this. Are you ready to take that first step? Are you ready to take control of your finances and your future? Because I'm telling you right now, you can do this. You have everything you need to succeed. You have the strength, the determination, and the power to change your financial life forever. But it starts with the decision to take action. It starts with the decision to say, I'm in. I'm going to do what it takes. And when you do that, when you make that decision, when you commit to making progress every single day, I promise you this, you will find a way. You will make it happen. You will create the life you've always dreamed of. I believe in you. You've got this. Now, go out there and make it happen. Before we wrap things up today, I want to hear from you. I know that everyone's financial journey is unique, and I understand that you might be facing some real challenges right now. Maybe you're struggling with debt. Maybe you're trying to save but feel like you're not getting anywhere. Or maybe you're just overwhelmed with where to even start. Whatever it is, I want you to know that you're not alone in this. I'm here to help. So here's what I want you to do. Take a moment and comment below. Tell me what specific financial challenges you're facing right now. What's holding you back? What's holding you back? What's holding you back? What's causing you stress or frustration? When you share your struggles, we can work together to come up with real practical solutions. And I'll be putting together video content specifically addressing your questions and concerns. Whether it's about budgeting, paying off debt, building an emergency fund, or investing for your future, I've got you covered. Your success is my success, and I want to make sure you have the tools and knowledge you need to take control of your financial future. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing to this channel, you're joining a community of like-minded people who are on the same journey. You'll get access to new videos, tips and strategies that will help you win with money. Together, we can keep moving forward and reach our financial goals. So go ahead, comment below. Let me know what you're dealing with, and don't forget to subscribe. We're in this together, and I'm excited to be a part of your journey. You've got this. Let's make it happen